What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is having a legendary week. Of course, we're going to get the show cracking, break down Niners Aints, get into some injury news, and get ready for some Friday night football. It's been a while since I've been able to enjoy Friday night football. So, before we get started, of course, as always, we got to pay some bills. All right, here we go. Today's episode is sponsored by Power Brand Systems. Need help getting new customers for your business? Let Power Brand Systems help you grow with their powerful tools. Visit powerbrandsystems.com/Niner Faithful Radio for more info. Follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at Niner Faithful R on X. If you like our content and would like to support the show, consider leaving us a tip in our tip jar at ninerfaithfulradio.us/tip jar. Join our exclusive membership community where you get exclusive NFR content not available anywhere else. Join our exclusive chat, 20% off of all non-sale For the Faithful by the Faithful gear, and much more. Visit portal.ninerfaithfulradio.us/login to join. Join us Friday for our NFR weekly review at 6 p.m. here on the West Coast. End your week with some drinks and laughs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
They are at the 44-yard line of the Chargers.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
You're tuned into Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful, brought to you by Power Brands.
Cracking, Jason. How you doing, bro?
Alofa, how's it going, my brother?
You know, another day, another. I got something to holler at you that might affect Friday shows going forward, but some good shit. But I'll holler at you about that after the show. Yeah, but nothing much, bro. Felt good. I ain't gonna lie. I was just when I was walking into the stadium and everything, I just had the world's giant smile on my face, just because it just felt good. You know, it felt good to be back. You know, I posted a post right before camp, and I said, you know, got to meet the homie Steve-O. What's cracking, bro? Good to see you.
You met Steve-O? Nice.
Yeah,
what's up,
yeah. I was able to say what's up to him at the what's up, fairies. What
up, Tommy? How's it, brother?
But yeah, I got to bump into Steve-O before the game. But like I was saying, it just felt good to be back doing what I love to do. You know, no matter what shitty shit or great shit or whatever it is in my life that's going on, you know, walking up to Levi Stadium always puts a smile on my face. So
it's probably like every time I go back home to Hawaii, I get off that plane, I'm like,
yeah, right. I just,
you know what I mean?
Like,
it's that smell. Everything's different. Everything's like, so good.
And it felt like especially excited because I'm walking in and obviously I didn't see all the people I introduced you with, you know, when you came down here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I missed Gina. I forgot about her.
All right. Oh,
yeah.
That's right. Steve-O did say he won tickets.
Yeah. So was able to bump into them before the game. But it felt especially special. Like it wasn't as cracking as, you know, like it was, you know, during the regular season or whatever. But, you know, there were some people tailgating. You got to smell the grills and, you know, hear the music. And it felt like football, you know, and it had been – it's so weird because, you know, I'm bumping into the homies, you know, that I watched the game with in the concourse and stuff, saying what's up to them, asking them, you know, how's their off season, you know, all that type of typical stuff. And one of the homies walked up and he goes, bruh. He goes, you know, our defense and special teams, bro. Who would have thought? You know, he's talking up, and I was like, oh shit, nigga, I totally forgot. I hadn't seen you since the Super Bowl. And then realistically, I hadn't even seen them actually since the last game of the season because I didn't go to the playoffs last year. Yeah. So I had totally not even seen them since what was that, beginning of January? So we're talking about over 7 months that I haven't seen these people. And it was just kind of like, oh damn, bro, I forgot it had been that long. You know.
Yeah.
And it was just good to see everybody and everything. Obviously, you know, we're not going to bury the lead too long here. And I put struggling in parentheses because let me read this to you, Jason. And I think this will
starting.
Starting. Let me put this into some context for y'all and get Jason's thoughts on this. Jason, if I ever told you, regardless of the game in season, that the Niners were without got it right here on offense. Juan Jennings, Kyle Juszczyk, Christian McCaffrey, BA,
Well, not sure what happened to TJ there, so he's gone. What is up, Miss Ronette? I believe you were TJ's auntie. I believe. Don't quote me on that.
All
I
right.
think that. Okay, okay, TJ's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, I don't know how the hell that happened, but all right. So, because I reset it, but anyway, like I was saying, basically without George Kittle, Debo, Jawan Jennings, Juice, CMC, BA, Trent Williams, and Aaron Banks on offense, I mean, it's probably going to look a little bit like that, right?
It's fucking preseason, dude. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? It's just like, and I see all these people who are freaking the fuck out. Oh, we're doomed. Brock's a bust. Blah. Like, come on, people. One, people are like, yeah, okay, we're not. That is TJ's auntie. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I think that's TJ's auntie. So I wanted to make sure when I said that, so make sure I got that right. It's preseason, people. Come on. I mean, I've seen teams go 0-4 in this preseason and win the Super Bowl. I've seen teams go 4-0 and lose all 16, 17 games of the season. So,
literally happened to the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing to say because, again, it's preseason. I don't give a shit. As long as everybody comes out healthy, I don't really give a damn what everybody, you know what I mean, what our supposed starting offense is supposed to look like with half of the starters not there. I just don't. I don't care. Tell me, are they going to be healthy week 1? That's all I give a shit about.
You know, that's we're going to get to that a little bit because that punter looked damn good, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like that punter looked damn good.
We don't have a punter controversy.
No, we don't. I mean, we're not cutting Wish, but I'm not gonna say if he, knock on wood, gets hurt, and he's available. I know who.
Oh yeah, we're swooping real quickly.
We're gonna swoop him up real. Actually, you know what? Honestly, truthfully, I don't think he's gonna be available. I think he secured a job on Sunday. I think he looked damn good.
He will be playing somewhere week 1. He'll be on somebody's roster week 1.
Now, whether he gets cut later in the season, whatever, that's a different subject. I mean, Jason, I mean, this is to me, it's a bigger picture because what we saw, nobody got open. I mean, literally, I remember just standing there, just no, and to me, and okay, what does it irritate me? And I heard a lot of people sharing the Stephen A. Oh, I told you Purdy would look, Purdy would look ordinary without Debo and Kittle and the boys. And the frustrating thing about me is I feel like we're pretty realistic. We're pretty level-headed on this show. You know, we try to keep things in perspective. I mean, nobody was walking out here acting like Brock Purdy was fucking Patrick Mahomes. You know? Yeah, that is a conversation for the offseason of how much can Brock uplift the talent on the roster versus how much talent does he need around him. That is a legit conversation for the offseason. But to me, Brock was healthy, especially after some of those hits. I was just like, oh, what the fuck are we doing, Kyle? I mean, personally, I'm of the team.
What's up, John LaJoy? How's it going, my brother?
What's up, baby? Good to see you. I'm of the team that if obviously in this situation a little different, but going forward in the preseason, 71 ain't in the game, the 13 ain't in the game. That's just
almost it's like. But I mean, okay, so if this was a regular season game, Brock played like shit. Okay, did he actually play like shit, or were people just not separating? How many drop balls did we have? There was no separation all night long, except for not Danny Gray, Jacob Collins. Other than that, how much separation was there? How many drops did these guys have? Especially Ronnie Bell. Ronnie Bell might have just played himself off this team.
Yeah, that was something I was gonna get to a little bit later, but yeah, I don't think Ronnie Bell's going to be on this team.
So I don't understand. It's funny how they're going to put, those same clickbait idiots that are always on certain channels and everything like that. Yeah, you want to talk about how Brock didn't look good? Yes, he didn't. But let's also put some emphasis on the fact that, the offensive line was about Swiss cheese and the receivers were absolutely terrible for 90%, 95% of the game.
I mean, I kept on. I was talking to some people, watching the game and everything like that, and I said, all that's happening, and this is one of the frustrating things about not having Trent sign, is with each game, with each practice, all that's happening is his asking price is going up and up and up and up and up. That's all that's happening. You are not learning absolutely zero shit. I mean,
he's just watching his bank account getting bigger.
Yeah. I mean, newsflash, Jason, the tackles on this team are garbage besides Trent Williams. I mean, hello. Breaking news, everybody. I mean,
Trent's walking up in there every day like, show me the money. Oh, next game?
Show me the money.
Next preseason game? Show me the money. Oh,
I mean,
you're not going to pay me before week 1? And now Brock got sacked 19 times? Show me the money. You know what I mean? At what point are the Niners? Because there's a conversation to be had. Can this team still win the Super Bowl without Brandon Ayuk? I don't think we have that conversation without Trent. I don't think that conversation is even entertained without Trent.
You're smoking rocks if you think that there's could we even sniff the playoffs without 71?
Yeah, I think so.
I think there's a chance. I think we could be competitive if some things break right. But that's a conversation. Sniffing the Super Bowl? Like, bro, that's laughable if you think we're playing in the Super Bowl without number 71. Like, so, I took it away pretty much what you did. I thought Brock looked like I said this. You said before the preseason, hey, I want to start seeing him take that leadership role. We start to. It's no denying this is Brock Purdy's team. I think we've started to see that not only progress for the season. One thing I said, I've been saying it all off season. One of the things I wanted.
Show it, Steve-O.
Yeah, I can see that. I could definitely see that. I've been saying one of the only knock I have on Brock is the thing I've been pretty much saying all offseason. He throws across his body too much. And we saw it with that damn near pick. Really, let's be honest, it should have been picked.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, but then again, he was also running for his life and he was trying to make something out of nothing. So, I mean,
God,
it's like,
that looks so scary.
Cool. Don't do that shit in the regular season.
Do not do that.
If you want to do it, if you want to do it right now, all right, I'm cool with you trying to get, do stuff, but also just throw it away. Like when he got hit by Chase Young that one time, dude, just throw it away.
Yeah, that's. I mean, show me somebody who's motivated for playing their former team more than Chase Young. I mean, the whole time he was in the game, I just kept on saying, "What the fuck was that last year?" Like that's what I wanted to see when we traded for Chase Young. That's somebody that we re-saw. I was like, where the hell did this come from? Obviously, I heard that he had neck surgery, so that could probably have a little bit of a factor into it. But honestly, Chase Young played like that in the Super Bowl. We're Super Bowl champs, brother. Straight up, we're Super Bowl champs if we got that type of performance out of Chase Young. Second thing I want to get to on the list, I want to say it this way, and I'm going to get your thoughts, Jason, because I'm excited to actually hear what you think. I think Josh Dobbs is more dynamic. I think he's going to give us a higher ceiling. I think you're going to see the flash plays like the run on third down, like the touchdown and everything like that. Now, as far as operating the offense and making it look clean, I still give it to Brandon Island. But there's no denying that. I mean, knock on wood, knock on whatever you got in the name of Bill, Jerry, Joni, and Ronnie. Whatever you got to do in a situation where we got to play with Brock a game without a game or two. I want to give it to Josh Dobbs just because of the ability, which Brandon Allen's no slouch. I mean, that Houdini move he pulled on that third down, to even not only avoid the sack, but to even get the throw off and a completion. That was definitely impressive. Jason, where are you standing right now, week 2 of the preseason with the backup QBs?
I think this is where I really want that 4th preseason game back because I agree with you 100%. What up, John Jay? How's it going, my brother? I agree with you 100% the fact that I think Josh Dobbs would bring a dynamic to this team that we don't currently have, even with his running ability, kind of, his ability to improvise is more Brock-like, if you will. But if you want someone to just simply run this offense the way Kyle wants it to be ran, then you go Brandon Allen. And like I said, I wish this is like one of those times where I really wish we had that fourth preseason game because you would have that fourth game where you would just leave those two guys in and then see exactly, almost, maybe go back series for series with these guys. But yeah, so right now I would say I had to choose right now. I'm pretty sure we're going to carry three quarterbacks.
I did too.
I almost think we're going to take Brandon Allen and Mordecai. But, and like I said, because I don't think Mordecai's going to make it through waivers. Or, no, let me rephrase that. I think we're going to keep Dobbs and Allen and let Mordecai go to waivers and see what happens with everything. Because he looked pretty damn good himself.
He did.
So,
he looked like there might be a little something there. Yeah. He's
maybe
clearly
later
practice
in the
squad.
season, now maybe later in the season, who say like right now, week 1, something happens to Brock. I think Brandon Allen will be the first person in.
Mm-hmm.
But who's to say, week 8, week 9, when Josh Dobbs starts to get a really good grasp on this offense, then he would be more than number 2. What's up, Darwin? Thank you for showing up, brother.
Yeah, no, I think it's so funny too because I remember sending you some clips from camp and everything, especially the one with the Josh Dobbs had the sourdough Sam, but I said, bro, this does not look good. That did not look good at all. And then all of a sudden they get in the game, and it's like, I'm not saying that we got a quarterback controversy or anything like that, but it looked and it was like, holy shit, this could be functional. I've seen it. I was like, I've seen Kyle work with less. Look, if what was the stat, like most passing yards in the first 4 games of career or something that he had with, it was like Peyton Manning and Patrick Mahomes and Nick Mullins. There was some type of NFL record that Kyle got with Nick Mullins and everything like that. I'm like, if we've seen Kyle be able to work, I want to say productive offense, but a functional offense with, Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard, I think that Kyle could do some things with Brandon Allen and Josh Dobbs. I'm actually more.
Brandon Allen reminds me of Ryan Hoyer. Not
yes.
as strong as an arm, not as strong as an arm, knows the offense, but could just like I said, just run the offense. Right, because Ryan Hoyer actually had a pretty good arm. He could sling it pretty good. But if that's all you need him to do, then you go with Brandon Allen.
I can see Kyle, and you know what? Who was the first quarterback Kyle brought in here?
Ryan Hoyer.
I could definitely, now that you said that, bro, and it kind of got the wheels turning a little bit, I could definitely see a situation where Brandon Allen is
he's comfortable with those types of quarterbacks.
He is. He is. And if Kyle is one thing we know about Kyle's going to go with what he's comfortable with.
Yeah.
Kyle does not like variancy. How many times have I told you on the show, bro? Coaches will take a player with a less high of a ceiling, but they know what they're going to get versus somebody that they don't. They could get a superstar. They could get somebody that's looking for a job on Monday. Coaches will always take the player with a little less talent, but they know consistently what they're going to get.
Yeah.
I think we got our starting right guard, brother, because there were some plays that I was like, all right, let me hone in on Pooney, and not even like it looked decent, like it looked fucking dominant, bro. Like, and I want to refrain from saying that just because it's 2 preseason games. He's a rookie. He's coming from Kansas, all these things. But I'm watching what he does on the field, and tossing a grown man on the ground. The clip I sent to the group, earlier this week, tossing a grown man on the ground. I don't give a damn who it is. I don't care, backup, starter, whoever it is. You toss a grown man on the ground. You're tossing a grown man on the ground, bro. I mean that you can't bullshit that.
And it's not like he threw a man that weighed 110 pounds on the ground either. That was a big man that he threw. Yeah, that was a big man he tossed. I'm glad I jumped on that Pooney train starting right away.
Yeah.
What was I supposed to say? To your thing where he doesn't look like just your normal rookie, he's already making second level adjustments and going after those guys and stuff like that. I like the fact that he even admitted that a bunch of people were getting on Colton for a pressure that he gave up. And Pooney was like, no, that was my bad. I stepped on his ankle. And it's like he's already doing that whole, I'm going to take the blame off these other guys, type of leadership role that you want to see. You know what I mean? So that's good. It's like we're almost waiting for something bad to happen because he's done everything so well. If so it's like what's going to happen to where we're going to remember, oh, this is why, we drafted him a little later. This is why he fell.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why did he fall to the third? All this kind of stuff. It's like a lot of people are just waiting for something to happen. And it hasn't happened. And it's probably going to happen at some point. You never know. He is a rookie. So, but.
And that wear and tear, that wear and tear on your body come week 8, week 9, week 10, week 11, week 12. As we creep into December or January, where college football season for Kansas has been over, and we're not even into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As we start to
creep
got
a month to go.
Yeah, and we start to creep up to that time, we'll see what's up. But with Aaron Banks being a free agent, and I have a funny suspicion that he might price himself out. The guard market's exploded, and I don't see the Niners paying 20-something for a guard.
The guard prices are going nuts right now.
Going nuts. So Aaron Banks has himself a decent season. I could definitely see where he gets the type of money where it's just like, look, brother, we can't match that contract. We can't be setting our left guard. He has a decent season.
I could see someone offer him 16, 17.
Yeah, easily. And he's coming from a powerhouse football team and everything like that. A starter for a powerhouse football team. Yeah. David Lombardi. No, Aaron Banks.
Oh, I was like, I don't know if I'd call the Jayhawks a powerhouse football program.
No, I was talking about how.
Oh, I get you now. Yeah,
he's got that pedigree of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Something
that
David
Jayhawks
Lombardi,
basketball maybe.
Yeah, Jayhawks in basketball. David Lombardi brought up something interesting about Dominic Pooney in a little breakdown he did, and we always talk about the effect that Trent has on the left guard and how much easier it is when whatever player Trent's got, he's taken care of. You don't even got to peek Trent's way, for his apostle. I find it very hard that he'll go as a rookie, but I could definitely see him being that type of player that we talk about got snubbed.
I'm hoping 10 years from now we're still doing this and we're talking about the Pooney retirement tour or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It might be, brother. It might be. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but yeah, I hope so too, bro. What I'm curious to see as the season goes on, and especially as we get closer to week 1, what kind of effect that he has on Colton Kivitz.
Oh, I think he's already upgraded the right side of that line easily upside that easily. So Colton Kivitz I don't think he was as bad as a lot of people says he was, especially towards the end of the year. But he's a huge upgrade already on that side. So we're probably going to be running a little bit more on that side because we almost hardly ever ran to the right side last season. At least this season we can at least attempt it.
Yeah, I thought he improved. There was a couple run plays that I specifically said, okay, let me zoom in on Pooney here, and I thought he improved from against the Titans in his run blocking and everything like that. So that's something because you and I talked about it, Jason, that the offensive line would, at least of the offense, might be the weakness of this football team. And then when you step back and you say, okay, if we can get the left side of our offense squared away, which you would assume Aaron Banks is back week 1, and obviously you would assume the big boy is back for week 1. And then you say, okay, you're whatever at center. Hopefully Brindle, has a little bit, which I'm a little skeptical of that knee tendonitis, bro. You've got knee tendonitis and the season hasn't even started, and you got some knee tendonitis. Drake Nugent, Drake Nugent, or I know we got Ben Barch. We'll get to the injuries last, but I know we got Ben Barch back. at practice today. What's up, David? I see you, baby. What's cracking, brother?
What's up, McNiner? How's it
ahead.
going, my man?
I got it. So I could definitely see now that I step back and I've saw what at least Pooney's looked like and everything like that. I'm feeling. I still think it's not a strength of this football team by any means, but I'm feeling a little bit more confident in our offensive line, especially with the one thing I've been saying all offseason. I cannot have a guard on 3rd and 4 in overtime of the Super Bowl have an ME. You get beat by Chris Jones, you get beat by Chris Jones, bro. That's why he's the highest paid defensive player in the NFL. I'm not going to say I'm okay with it. Obviously, I'm pissed. I'm screaming at my TV, but you just got to accept that your man beat my man. That happens all the time in football. But to have a mental error, and that's the one thing that especially I know this coaching staff will take a look at. And if Dominic Pooney is starting, happy Tuesday, Miss Veronica. Good to see you. Thank you.
What's up, Miss Veronica?
In. Always, David. We're very beat LA on this show. So, which I'm actually surprised that we're wearing our throwbacks against the Lions this year and not the Yams. That kind of actually surprised me a little bit. So, speaking of t-shirts, so that will be launched next week. We will have season 4 officially. I'm like halfway done with the designs. So we'll officially be launching season 4 of For the Faithful by the Faithful clothing line will be officially launched next Monday. So we get everybody about
you guys don't even run your own channels.
I know, seriously, bro. What the fuck? Good talk about we read your chat.
What's up, Jim Everett?
Going on, let's see, do we need rookie flashes? Jacob Cowing. I mean, how psycho do you think Edshell was going yesterday, bro?
I'm sure he was stoked. I'm sure he loved it.
I mean, I would not want to live within a 3-block radius of that man and how loud he was probably screaming. I thought Trent Taylor still our punt returner.
I
thought he looked fine.
I predicted he was going to make this team simply because of his return ability, not necessarily because of that. I figured he was the safest bet, just because at the very least, don't fuck up. That's all we're asking you, is don't fuck up. And so I saw his way of making this team was that way. After what I saw of Jacob, he might have just changed it to where, now that spot I don't think Trent Taylor for me anymore makes this 53-man roster. I don't think so.
He's going to be a practice. He's going to be on the practice squad, and he's going to get called up unless Cowie gets the yips or something like that for a game.
Yeah,
he's going to be a security blanket. Very interesting thing. What really actually truthfully impressed me, securing the catch and everything. Look, bro, we got the number 1 offense in football last year. We don't need splash plays from punt returns. We just need somebody to catch the ball so we can get possession. That's all I'm asking for my return.
I just want people to be safe.
Really,
that's all I want.
Yeah, seriously. What really impressed me the most wasn't even the over-the-shoulder catch, which that was nice. Great throw, great catch. I loved how he hugged the sideline and everything. What impressed me most was that jet sweep, bro, because I thought it was going to get blown up in the backfield. And when he hit that corner and you saw him accelerate and to get not only did not get negative yards on that, but to turn that into a 19-yard play, I'm like, dude, you get him and Debo, running opposite motions and they don't know who's getting the ball. Like, bruh, you take one hesitant step because
the double fake jet sweep handoff, is Debo going to keep it? Does he hand it off to Cowie? You know what I mean? You got both of those guys running full steam. Who the hell are you check? You know what I mean? I would love Gary. I'm almost willing to put money. We will see that play at some point this season.
Oh yeah,
we're going to see the fake handoff, one way or the other. Somebody's going to, something. I can see it.
I mean, you got Debo going this way, you got Cowan going this way, defense not, and then you hit up CMC right up the gut or Juice or something like that right up the gut. I bet you Kyle's already drawn up that play. Yeah, and they've been practicing it, when fans and media haven't been around. But yeah, no, the speed, the acceleration on that jet sweep got me a little, holy shit, brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you give them, if we can block it up right, you got 71 out there, you got 65 out there, you got Debo, you got BA. I could definitely see us scoring a touchdown or two on that play.
That's the reason why. I mean, the quickness was there. He was the fastest player of the combine for the first 5 yards. So if he gets that step and there's a space, he's gone.
He's gone.
He's not the fastest. Like, like with Cap, I think like someone like Cap was probably faster.
Yeah.
But Cap took a while to get
longer strides.
Yeah, longer stride takes a little bit. So I mean, he's getting more. With Calvin, you don't necessarily have that. He only needs a couple of steps and he's there. He's not necessarily the fastest, but he doesn't need to be because he's going to be so quick to hit them holes and whatnot to find that space that by the time you react, he's gone.
I will even to say this: if Ricky Pearsall, let's say Ricky Pearsall was a 4th-round pick too, when we just took back-to-back receivers, he's making this. Jacob Cowling's making this roster over Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I think Jacob Cowling looks the best out of any receiver in game. Yeah, I think you got to give it to Cowling yesterday. None of the receivers super impressed me in Tennessee. I know Frank Darby had a couple nice catches, but he was cut, so that's not an option. So out of any of the receivers that I feel confident saying are making the 53-man roster, Jacob Cowling I think has looked the best, honestly, in game. Of course, this is without seeing Debo. This was without seeing now camp. Debo's looked the best in camp, but Debo's looked the best of any receiver in camp. But
what's
Mustafa,
up, Debo? How you doing, brother?
Would you? When I say stock down, I don't mean like stock all the way down, but I'm feeling a little less. I don't want to say this. I'm feeling more confident in my initial feeling about rookies this year, and I don't think Mustafa's ready to be starter day one. And we'll get it. We'll get it. What's up, baby? How you doing, Bebop?
Mr. Bebop.
Yeah, he really did. Debo showed up being that damn dude in camp. But Mustafa didn't necessarily, and I know it wasn't flashing, but I just still felt, even like last week, I just felt like God, I don't remember the play off the top of my head, but there was a few plays where I just felt like, oh, Brev, I wish you would have made that tackle. Like if you make this tackle right here, we're probably talking about you being a starter, or at least you're starting to hear murmurs.
See, I don't think I'm as down as him as you are. I think he still made.
He made some plays.
He made rookie mistakes. Granted, he made a few of those, but I don't think it's nothing to where I would necessarily say, I don't know if you're quite ready for this. I still think it's going to be a serious conversation between, if it's going to be him or Odom. And knowing the way Kyle runs the defense and how he likes things, it's probably going to be Odom. But I also
Odom's
think
had a fine camp.
Yeah, but I also think he's going to get pushed.
Oh yeah.
Look, would I be surprised by midseason if there's a flip? No.
Dave Lombardi, I think, said it best. I can see Mustafa taking definitely the path that Huff took year one, where by the end of the season, and by the end of the season, you're starting to say, okay, you know what, we need to get this man in. He's making too much noise in practice where we can't ignore it. So I'm still stock up of the future of Malik Mustafa. I'm still stock up, and I'm still fired up, and shit, I'll even play it. I was not able to get it louder, but I'll even play it. Where is it?
Do it again.
Anyway,
I wouldn't say it was necessarily, like I said, he just played more like what you expected, which to me is still a lot better than what most players, with his draft status and his age and all that coming into their first camp and everything. I mean, you take away even the highlight plays that he had. I mean, he still looked solid. I would even say, if nothing, the stock stayed the same. Because, yes, he did make some mistakes, but you also still saw some of those flashes of what he can be when he's at his best self. So I'd say it's even.
I will definitely and talking to Mustafa on this is in a pinch. Let's say Huff's not ready to go week 1, and I don't know, maybe Odin plays too many special team snaps or something like that. In a pinch, yeah, okay, Mustafa's making the football team. You know, it's just I could definitely see a little bit of need to, but I'm still excited because what we've seen on tape and what I've seen on practice has definitely translated to the field. He has a nose for the football. He's right there. I don't think speed's been an issue. He played single high plenty of times on Saturday. Another one that I know we didn't give much props to last week. Big shout out to Renardo Green.
Yep, he's
I thought he played. Yeah, I thought he played damn good. I there was a couple plays where I was like, all right, baby, earn that second round draft selection. I see you 31. So I definitely think that this is not going to definitely some deep winner. Y'all hear that he wore Ronnie Lott's jersey after the game? He apparently he had met Dave Lombardi had the interviews from the locker room on his YouTube channel, and then he put out a specific tweet that showed Mustafa wearing the Ronnie Lott jersey, and he spoke about it and said that he had met Mr. Ronnie Lott and was pricking his brain and everything like that. Now I could definitely see some I definitely could see that he has the mentality. He said the reason that he showed up in the Ronnie Lott jersey was the mentality that it was bringing. I'm showing up in my first. Let's not remember he grew up a Niner fan. Now he didn't grow up watching Ronnie Lott. Let's be clear, but he grew up a Niner fan. Not quite that old, but he grew up.
He knows the history.
He knows the history and the mentality of Ronnie Lott. I mean, that's anybody who's ever heard me talk about Ronnie Lott for more than 3 seconds knows that I'm all about Ronnie Lott's mentality and the most gangster shit I've ever seen on a football field. Besides, up there with Kobe rupturing his Achilles and making 2 free throws and then walking off the court, is Ronnie Lott chopping off his pinky and not even missing a play. Like, those 2 things will probably be the 2 dopest things I've ever seen from an athlete in my life. I mean, the man didn't even miss a play. I could definitely see Mustafa doing something like that. So I think definitely, you and I had talked in the offseason about how we're going to need some things from this rookie class. Like both this year and definitely into the future. And so far, so good. Could definitely stock up for the future. Let's see, we got some Renardo Green. Robinson making this roster this year.
You broke up.
I'm taking the ball. I said Curtis Robinson making this roster over DFF.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Curtis has played himself into where if you push it to where who do you want, I'm going with him over DFF. And that's not to say DFF has been terrible either. It's just that I think Curtis Robinson has just played that much better.
He's and I think what fires me up the most is a lot of times, we've seen this with Nick Zakel, who, you hear about developing these players, they get buried on the roster and you never see them again. Curtis Robbins, somebody that's been on the practice squad the last couple of years. His press conference today was really not so many quotes and, said some things to get the team fired up and everything like that. But he talked about personally about, having to develop and overcome some things and being humbled, multiple times of hey, this is what it's like to be at this level and everything like that. And, we all love a good story and everything like that. So do I think he's going to push Fred Warner? No. But definitely somebody that I'd be keeping some eyes on for Curtis Robinson. He's definitely surprised me if he made the 53. Another player that intrigued me this game, or I thought looked good, is definitely making the roster. Devontae Campbell did not look bad. Now, it was a couple we said with Dominic Pooney, talk to me in week 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you know. But for the level of concern I had, I felt easier. I felt if you're sitting there saying, hey, D Winters needs a couple more weeks of development, you know, how does yeah, I'm excited about seeing him. You know, we obviously we got the starters. I figured
how's it Sole?
I figured that for Friday we would just treat the Friday show as the pregame.
That's kind of, I figured it'd be kind of like a half and half thing.
Half and half, yeah.
You know,
I got you.
You know, it'd be
you,
kind of, you know, it'll be the weekend review for what we normally have, but then we'll also just kind of treat it just more like a pregame than a, you know, kind of thing. So I mean,
yeah,
figured just kind of like I said, half and half.
I figured this would be the week. I don't know. I figured this would be the week that we probably do the game shows and get a test run, even though I can't do the pregame the way we normally do it. But anyway, we'll talk about that. But definitely, I'm super fired up to see the rookies. I'm super fired up to see the depth of this football team because
best rookie class in the Shanna era.
Looking like that, bruh.
I mean, like I know that's a low bar to get over, and we're not even in the regular season. I mean, we've had like one decent player for the most part. I mean, granted, a few of those players have been better than others.
I mean,
for every year, but I mean, every year we've gotten at least one out of 6, 7 draft picks, and then this year, damn near everyone is hitting except for Pearsall.
One
draft pick.
Which let's be real, bruh, seems like a very Niner thing to me. Oh, everybody else, the first rounder was trash, but everything else is we got some players.
Not only the first rounder, but your first round wide receiver.
Oh man, Lord. So anybody else think BA is expendable? Oh, we could just draft another receiver, bruh. Like, yeah. Well, look at me. Jason and I are old enough to say, welcome to the Niner wide receiver room after T.O. and Jerry left. Like,
oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, you sprinkle in some Brandon Lloyd and a few others, but yeah.
But nobody that was like, wow.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So y'all can see how so I could definitely understand how some faithful have a little bit of PTSD on letting go a successful first round wide receiver.
I hope he doesn't have an obsession with cats. Somebody check out Pearsall. See if he has an obsession with cats.
Lord, don't say that, bro. Don't say that, bro. Don't do that to me, brother. Don't do that to me, bro. Don't do. Hey, you know what though? I was fucking with the Thriller dance on Halloween.
Oh, he was good with it. He was good with it.
Yeah, I was fucking with the Thriller dance. Anyway, so let's see. 17. See, this is what I will tell you. I don't think anybody out here is going to be a George Kittle. I don't think anybody out here is going to be a Fred Warner. I don't think anybody's going to out here is going to be from this class is going to be a Nick Bosa, or a Debo. But when you break that down, would you say? So I'll say it this way: 17, we obviously got superstar, probably Hall of Fame tight end by the time it's all said and done. 18, second coming of Patrick Willis. 19, we obviously know, Nick Bosa, Debo. So I will say that I don't think individual players will reach that level. But when you talk about the class from second round, we'll have to see about first round. But from second round on, yeah, I think this has the potential to be the best overall class in the Lynch-Ahan era. Definitely.
I mean, you're going to get some of these guys, especially on the offensive side, they're going to get more play time than any other rookie offensive player since Debo. I mean, I know we haven't had a bunch since then, but I mean, these guys are probably going to play because, especially like I said, Cowling's going to get a chance to play at this rate.
Yeah, Cowling's going to be
going.
Yeah, no, definitely. Cowling's going to get some. Do you almost and I haven't heard this. All Shanahan said on his updates was he won't practice this week. You think Pearsall's a IR stash?
I want to say no.
I did too,
Because
bro.
of the
I want
draft
to say no,
status.
but
But then again, he hasn't done. It's like, and again,
a week of practice,
amazing.
bro. A week
it's
of
amazing.
practice.
He never got hurt in college, or he never missed a game in college, and the man can't even get on the practice field. Right? It's just the worst freaking luck of all time. It's like it's different if he got out there and he just sucked. He dropped every ball. He couldn't separate. Had no speed behind him or anything like that. Actually, we're going to see Garendo on Friday night.
Friday. Well, I was going to get to that next.
Yeah, we'll get to Garendo. I thought Garendo was going to go, but I don't think so. But as far as Pearsall, man, I mean, if BA's back, if Pearsall's as good as he is and Cowden keeps developing, why not? Fucking roll the dice.
I mean, it's just it's very and the thing to me that's concerning about it is the one thing you heard about Ricky Pearsall and the concerns people had was would he be able to stand up to the physicality of the pro game? And so far, we're gonna have to give it a resounding no. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, brother.
It's not like he's been out there playing, getting hit though.
Yeah,
he's been getting non-hit injuries, so it's like we don't even know he's getting hurt this much, and he hasn't even been hit really. So
he hasn't had.
That's the part. It's fucking weird. That's all.
I mean, maybe like I'm willing to look over the hamstring. Like, hey, you spent all offseason playing workout and not preparing to play football, and all of a sudden you start to prepare to play football. So like the hamstring, I'm willing to overlook and just say, hey, fuck it, bro. It happens to how many rookies this year have had hamstrings, Garendo, Cowing, so I'm willing to overlook the hamstring. The thing that's concerning me is the shoulder. That's what's concerning me.
Definitely.
So before we get up out of here, we will go to the injuries. Kyle said this week we are getting Ben Barch, Isaac Garendo, and Patrick Taylor back, and that Burford is getting into individual drills. No Huff and no Ricky Pearsall. Jason, now I'm not as concerned about missing Huff because of the depth we have talked about with Mustafa, and Jair has looked amazing, this camp and preseason. And, George Odom, nice surprise. I think George Odom this year's Deshaun Gibson Sr.
Well, I mean, it's what is it about this? If he continues, even if he plays, he doesn't even necessarily have to be as good as Gibb was now. What if he's just three quarters of that, and it's still a career year for Taylor Hawkins? You know what I mean? It's like, what is it about this defense, especially in that position where older players come in and they just pick it up really good? It's just something snaps for them.
Yeah, that's something that I'm willing to keep an eye on and everything like that. But good news also on the injury front. Look, I'm not like, let's be real, he's not coming back week 1, but Dre was out without a boot. And when I saw him limping on the field, when I saw him limping at the Dwight Clark series, I said, this man might never ever play football again. And mind you, he was just standing around the field doing the linebacker breakdown or anything. It wasn't like he was out there sprinting or anything. But definitely good to see Dre without the boot on. Because if when you talk about the development of people like D Winters, I thought Jalen Graham had a nice game. Devondre Campbell didn't look washed. And then you could add a semi-decent, semi-recovered Drake Greenlaw to that mix, where maybe we don't have to have him on the field for 70 plays. You can almost
especially
put him
first.
You could almost put him in a Sam Backer role, where he's just playing, you limit his snap count and everything like that. I had somebody ask me what I thought about Nick Swanson, and I said, I think that being around the building the last 3 years, I think understanding the culture of not only this football team, but of specifically this defense. I got you, bro. And also the experience of being the DB coach, during the Legion of Boom. I said, I think it'll get the players respect. At the end of the day, it's the Jerry's and Joe's, not the X's and O's. So, we have our dudes back there. I think Sorensen will be just fine. And especially now that you have the depth that we didn't have in the secondary last year. I mean, this is clearly, I think we could say this now, Jason, best secondary in Kyle Shanahan's tenure.
Oh, for sure. Easily. So far, I mean, especially when it comes to just the depth part of it overall from top to bottom, easily the best secondary. I don't know if you saw this or not, but John Feliciano is also going to be having surgery, and he's going to be starting the year on IR, probably half the year.
Probably. Not ideal when you're talking about that your left guard's coming off from a broken pinky, which, okay, fine. He'll be fine, but not ideal. Look, you and I were pretty much, we have Feliciano penned in as starter at right guard this year.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So the one spot that keeps on concerning me, because some of those, we see you, Kim.
What's up, Kim? How's it going?
But well, we talked about a little bit off air, Kim, about Ricky Pearsall. Not an ideal way to start the year when, let's be real, you and I talked about with Pooney, come hard as a week 11, brother. See how you feeling, and
especially when he's probably your best backup, like we had talked about him before.
Yeah.
If John Feliciano's best position is going to be the sixth man off the bench for this offensive line, and now that guy's going to be gone with this offensive line that's already got a little bit beat up and everything like that, that's worrisome.
It's – I'm not going to say 2020. It is not 2020, but the toll that we talked about, this football team playing 60 games in the last 3 years, the things we talked about, they're clearly showing up. We can't ignore that. We cannot say that that's not a factor, right? Like we all have to admit that, and so these are the things, which is fine when you say, okay, we've added some depth that maybe the drop-off isn't as severe, and then you can – maybe get into some things like overall, as we're creeping into the last preseason game, excited to see Brock. I think it's time to Brock to shut some people up. I think we're going to see a different number 13, especially if Kyle's saying, I want the starters to play. So this ain't, some starters.
I haven't watched it. Did he say how long he wants them to play?
He didn't. He said it's going to depend on how today and tomorrow go.
I would have seen at least a quarter.
Yeah, I want a quarter. I want a quarter, especially when what? So we'll put it at this. Brock played 15 plays on Sunday. Over or under 15 plays, Jason?
Over.
Yeah. I'm saying give me 20,
25.
Give me 20, 25. That's about
30 if you hand it off
drives.
20 times.
Hey, clearly Kyle did not listen to the show, because the second time Brock dropped back, I said, oh my God, I'm about to throw up. Because he did not listen to the show on Friday when I was like, look, if it's 5 plays, I'm handing it off 4 times. Let's see some. Cody Schrader, I thought, looked nice.
Yeah, I think so we kind of missed out on Cody Schrader. Somebody messaged earlier about how small he was. The man's like 5'7", 205 pounds. Yeah, he's not that big. I forget. I think it might have been Steve-O that said how small he was. But yeah, he's a small dude. From what I've been hearing and seeing, he's probably the best pass protecting back, besides maybe CMC and Elijah. Maybe Elijah.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then somebody earlier talked about Isaac Guerrero. I think we're going to see Isaac Guerrero probably get most of the carries come Friday night. I also think we are going to see him in the role I kind of want to see him play this year is like I want to see him on these kickoff returns. I think he's got the build the size and just enough speed to where if he can get those creases with those guys. So I'm hoping to see him there. Whether or not we stash him on IR this year because of it, I don't know. I think it depends on how some of the other running backs look. It also depends if we try and get rid of Elijah Mitchell. I think that's where it comes down to it.
Yeah, I can see next Tuesday's show is definitely going to be a very interesting show when we get that 53.
Because we got CMC. How many backs do you think we're going to carry? 4?
Well, you got 4 plus Juice.
Yeah. So CMC.
Yeah.
Elijah.
Yeah.
Maybe. JP, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 3. Depending on how things go, it's going to be between Schrader because I don't think Patrick Taylor ain't going to make it.
No.
What's the
Johnson? On the one on Saturday.
Quashawn Johnson. Yeah, Quashawn Johnson or something like that. Whatever his name was, I forget what it was exactly. He won't make it. So it's obviously between Garendo and Schrader. Yeah. And I don't think if you put either of those 2 guys on practice squad, someone is going to pick. This league needs running backs right now. Those 2 guys will not make it through practice squad waivers or anything like that. Especially Garendo. Yeah. You might get lucky with Schrader, but not Garendo.
I totally agree with you, Kim. I think this receivers are slotted up. I think it's going to be you got obviously assuming BA's here, week 1. Debo, BA, Juwan, Ricky Pearsall. He's going to make it. Just if he's not an IR stat, he's going to make it. Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowing, and then Chris Conley. And then you put Trent and you put Trent on the practice squad. I think we're keeping 3 quarterbacks because if we cut Josh Dobbs, Minnesota's going to pick him up.
Yeah.
With J.J. McCarthy going down, unless somehow he was a problem in the locker room or whatever last year in Minnesota, which I didn't hear anything of.
He's like the perfect citizen kind of thing. Yeah, he's like the perfect guy.
If we put him on waivers, he will be picked up and put on the roster by Minnesota. So
I even see if you put Brandon Allen out there, I could see somebody picking him up.
Yeah.
With Kyle's coaching tree, someone's going to pick him up somewhere.
And that's I'm so glad you brought that up because that's something that Dave Lombardi brought up with Kyle having now we have the Walsh tree obviously now it's starting to get more of the Shanahan tree out there. Miami, Houston, New York, New Orleans, Clay Kubiak.
That was really cool, by the way, to see the Kubiak brothers calling plays. Not necessarily against each other, but it would have been really cool if one was D, one was offense.
It was offense.
But that was just really cool to see both of them calling plays at the same time for the same game for different teams.
Yeah, that was dope. I know I'm forgetting one. I
mean, you could say the same thing with Tennessee to an extent because we have players.
Tennessee, Green Bay.
Yep.
So, that's something that we definitely got to keep. Rams, yeah. I can see, from what I've heard, Jimmy's looked like absolute trash at training camp. So Jimmy's going to Jimmy? He said Jimmy's going to Jimmy. And you know what? I will say this. You know what? It was nice this year not to have to defend the 5 interception training camp practice. Yeah. But see, so I agree with you, bruh. I think in an ideal world, they would love to only keep 2 running backs. 2 quarterbacks, but I don't see Brennan Allen or definitely not Josh Dobbs. Definitely not Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs is not making it to the practice squad. So,
I'm iffy if Tanner Mordecai would make it through, just because of some of his physical attributes. Now he's definitely raw. He's a lot more raw than all those other guys. Yeah. But I think with his physical attributes and the way he played in college, someone would take a swing with him.
Yeah, I would think so. So it's definitely, Tuesday before the show is definitely going to be an interesting time. Jason, final thoughts?
These injuries are bothering me. I'm not ready to throw in the towel like you said with 2020, but I am starting to see these. I want us to get over all these little soft tissue injury type things because I want to see this team at full strength, and we're not getting it right now. Hopefully we get to see a little bit of it. I will say this: someone be a grown up with this BA bullshit. Just fucking get it done. I am so sick and tired of hearing everybody freak out because we're saying the exact same thing every day. Which is why I'm glad we're not doing a show every day talking about BA like I've seen some people do. I've seen so many other people do. It's like you're doing the same show every day. How can you live with yourself saying the same exact thing? They're trying to make it sound like something's changed. The goddamn thing's changed. Nothing. We will have a show when it's announced officially that it's done.
Look, I look forward to coming live and what's up, y'all? It's your boy Hunter, and being super so shit for Trent or BA. But yeah, I think that especially with Trent, this is
I'm
not
more worried
done.
about Trent.
If this is not done by this, especially with Trent, if it's not done by this week, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
I'm to that point, bro. I'm to the you're fucking around and you're gonna find out, brother. You're gonna find out when Brock Purdy's fucking laying on the ground screaming week 1 because New York's got a pretty decent D line. You know,
they have a damn good D line. That defensive line is actually getting scarier and scarier. The more I look at it, and the less I see a Trent Williams on that line.
Yeah, that's not a good look because though I think the worst thing about 2020 was the earliness of the Bosa injury, because it wasn't like it happened in week 7, or even week 4. It literally happened in week 2. Your Super Bowl chances were shot week 2 against this team. Now it was in New York versus here, and I trust, I wanted to say this yesterday, on the radio broadcast and everything like that. I want to give a big shout out to Jed, because we seem to forget about it. So short your memory is, but Jed was taking a lot of shit. The stadium was taking a lot of shit. I remember grass coming up and everything like that. And you know how much shit I've heard about Levi's the last few years? Zilch.
When were people talking about Stetson Bennett? When the hell is anybody comparing him to Montana?
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything about that. So speaking of the Jets defensive line, so we've got Jermaine Johnson, Quinnen Williams, Hassan Reddick, their other starting defensive tackle, Javon Kinlaw. Guess who's backing up Javon Kinlaw?
Who?
Solomon Thomas.
Oh, goddamn. Hey, you know what? You know what, bruh? I will say this. For 1 week, motivated as all shit, probably the most motivated they've ever been in before going a game, Javon Kinlaw and Solomon Thomas scare me, brother. For 1 week, that doesn't look good. You got Hassan Reddick. Ooh,
well, he wants to get traded or whatever. He's basically being the BA for the Jets right now on their defensive line.
Awesome. Keep being BA for the Jets, baby. I do not want to see him on the field because
the Jets said straight up, "Hey, you're going to play, and we're not trading you, so shut the fuck up." It's basically what they told him, which is what I wish the Niners would say to BA. Like, look, you're just going to play for us, so shut up and sign your goddamn contract.
Yeah, pretty much. That has Monday Night Nightmare written all over it, bro, without number 71.
Right.
That's not a good look. All right, brother. So we doing it earlier on Friday, or are we just doing normal time?
6:00. Let's lead it right into the game.
All right, I got you. All right, brother. We'll see you at 6.
Okay. All right, 5 tied 10 level. One love, chat.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in today. Appreciate y'all doing y'all thing. Like Jason said, we will be live Friday, 6 p.m. We're going to go ahead and give y'all Faithful Radio pregame. Love you too, Miss Veronica. Yeah, definitely, Jason. Y'all the real MVPs. All right, y'all. Solid bus. Thank you so much. Yeah, can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, we're 20 days away from the start of the season, baby. I go live our Facebook page, on our social. We'll have how many days until the Niners season, and I'm just watching those numbers trickle down. Like yesterday was Frank Gore, today Garrison Hurst. I'm kind of curious. Does Jason do the Debo? Does Jason do Trent Taylor? You know, who does Jason do for 19 tomorrow? But we're starting to get those numbers are getting closer and closer to single digits, brother. So I'll fire it up. Yes, ma'am. So yeah, I definitely can't read that, bro. Love y'all though. Debo the beautiful. Miss Veronica has herself a crush on Debo. All right, y'all. I'll also see y'all Friday, 6 p.m. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
You're tuned into Niner Faithful Radio. The show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful, brought to you by Power Brands.
See ya.